All right, welcome. What we're going to do here, we're going to talk about how to create a sample simulator in Fathom. All right, so you're going to want to start with, well, first of all, let's figure out what we're trying to sample and simulate here. Let's say I want to simulate a sample size of 20, so I'm sampling 20 individuals or random trials or what you will. Sample size is 20. I want the population percent yes to be 0.4, or rather 40%. We're dealing with percents. And then I want to conduct 100 samples. All right, you might recognize this actually from an earlier example that we did in class. To do that, I'm going to grab a collection. I'm going to start a collection, okay? And I'm going to label this collection 20 random sample. Well, 20 random people, or 20 randos. Okay, 20 randos, and I want there to be 20, right? So if I bring a table down now, I've got nothing in this collection, all right? So what I need to do is I want to get 20 different people or individuals I'm going to sample here. So I'm going to go to new cases, and I want to add 20 because each case is going to represent one person, one individual, okay? Great. So now we need to basically we need to create a random event to happen for each of these that will give a value that we can then sort of assign as a yes or a no event, okay? And that'll come back later here. We're talking about population percent yes. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to double click this to inspect the collection. Double click inspect collection. I'm going to name this first attribute, which is this vertical piece right here. I'm going to name it person. Sort of just to simulate that like each person here is being sampled, and each person is going to give some response, all right, or individual, or it could be like coin flip or dice roll or whatever you like. And for the formula, I'm going to specify that each person should be a random integer between 0 and including 0 and 9, from 0 to 9 inclusive. I'm going to hit enter. And now we see that it is randomly assigned a value for everyone. Okay, so this is my first sample. This would be considered a sample right here of 20. I've got 20 different cases, and they've all randomly been assigned a number 0 through 9. If I want, I can hit re-randomize, and it will assign different values for each of them. All right, great. So here is my sample. So I can close that. And what I want to do now is take measures, aka sample multiple times, right? So what I'm going to do now is come up with a measure, and I'm going to name it yeses. It's going to represent the number of yeses, okay? And the formula, basically we want to sift through this guy right here and turn everyone who has a certain range of numbers into a yes and everybody else into a no. All right, and because our population percent yes is equal to 40, we can say that, okay, I want to count all person that are less than, and you actually kind of got to think about this one, and for this instance I'm going to say 4, okay? And you're saying, wait, but 4 is not included if it's yes and 4. Well, exactly. I'm counting numbers 0, 1, 2, and 3, which is 4 digits out of a total of 10, thus 40%. Okay, so if it's a 0, 1, 2, or 3, it is a yes, otherwise it is a no. I hit OK. I've got this here, and again, this is in inspect 20 randos. 7 yeses is what I have. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this. Got my randos here, 20 of them, and I am going to go here to collection and then hit collect measures. It makes that great little noise, and you find out that you've gotten 5 measures, and we can even see those measures here if I bring down a table. Right? So my first sample I got 5, the next 11, the next 7, the next 10, and the last one 12. Right? So again, each case in the measures box represents one sample of 20. Okay, so in measures, each of these is one sample of 20. So there were 5 yeses in this sample of 20. Okay, so let's see what I've got here. I've got a sample size of 20. That's in my original collection. The population percent yes has been specified in the measures All right. Oh, so that's measures here. If I close this, I can look at 20 randos, and this is how I'm specifying the measures. Okay, so less than 4, that's 0, 1, 2, or 3. That's 4 digits out of 10. Okay, and I need 100 samples, but here I only have 5. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to double-click back on this. You can check out other things. You can inspect other things in the measures, right? You can inspect other things from measures, 20 randos, but what you really do is just go back to collect. And you want to replace existing cases because I just want to have 100. You don't always necessarily have to do this, but I'm going to do it. I guess you could also hit 95 and then, add it to 5. But here I'm replacing existing cases. I want 100 measures, aka 100 samples. I'm going to hit collect more measures, and here they are. Now that I've got these measures, I can put them here using a number line plot or a histogram or a box plot, except obviously we're using a different box plot for our confidence intervals. So best off with a histogram, or even better if you're trying to conduct a 90% box plot, a dot plot is most helpful. Okay, so there you go. That is how you create a sample generator in Fathom.